Petrol and diesel prices have hit record highs across the country. India is currently seeing the petrol prices touching and crossing 100 rupees per litre. Why is this happening? Is it the government's fault or is somebody else to blame? When will the prices finally come down again? I'm Priyanka from TV9 News, and here's India's fuel price crisis explained. What is the fuel price crisis in India? Petrol and diesel rates in India have suddenly spiked. Retail prices for fuels used in your vehicles have reached record highs across the country. Both petrol and diesel are taxed in India as well. As a result, petrol is currently selling at above 90 rupees per litre or more in major cities across India. Furthermore, diesel prices have also reached record highs that have never been seen before in the country. Consequently, people in some places are walking further distances to save fuel, walking and buying cheaper fuel to save a few bucks, and even trying to get smuggled fuel from bordering countries like Nepal. Why are the fuel prices so high? One reason is that fuel production has reduced. Basically, countries that can make and export oil are producing less in order to gain profit. Since they are making less oil, international crude oil rates have sharply increased. Now, crude oil is refined to make gasoline, diesel, and petrochemicals. International crude oil rates have been increasing because an organization called OPEC, or the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, is producing less fuel. What is OPEC? OPEC is a permanent intergovernmental organization made up of nations that produce and export oil. OPEC coordinates and unifies petroleum policies for all members. Currently, members include Algeria, Angola, Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Libya, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Venezuela. These are countries that extract and export oil. OPEC also aims to stabilize oil prices in international markets and make sure consumer nations receive a regular supply of petroleum with regulations and policy in place. And it also makes sure that those investing in the petroleum industry receive fair returns on what they invested. Why else is the fuel price high in India? Fuel prices are also hitting record highs in India because of the taxes that India levies on fuel. The increase in international crude oil rates is not the only reason why India's fuel prices are at an all-time high. High central and state taxes are applied to India's fuel. In fact, Indians pay among the highest fuel taxes on the planet. Why does India tax fuel so much? The central government has made it clear that it would not be taxing fuel less in order to give relief to citizen consumers. Indian Union Oil Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has said that applying tax on fuel has been done by many governments. The minister is not wrong here, to be fair. As of 2020, Italy, France, Germany, and the UK also heavily tax their fuel prices. Minister Pradhan further states that the state and central government are raising taxes according to their developmental needs. Now, taxing fuel does have a few benefits. It can reduce consumption of fossil fuels, greenhouse gas emissions, air pollution, and congestion because people will consume fuel more wisely. A fuel tax can also generate public revenue. What's the impact of high fuel prices to Indian citizens? The high fuel prices are felt by those owning personal vehicles. Now, India's auto sector has also been impacted as people are less inclined to buy vehicles and vehicle sales consequently have dropped. The fuel hike also impacts logistics, transportation, and delivery of goods and services. This means that even the groceries you order will become more expensive because the fuel required for transportation of those groceries is more expensive. If the fuel prices remain high, experts are predicting a rise in inflation, which will result in a delay of economic recovery post-COVID-19. Can India become independent from oil imports? The PM Modi government has blamed the previous government of making India so dependent on other countries for oil. The Prime Minister stated that India imports almost 85% of its fuel needs from other nations. At present, India is the third largest importer of oil in the world. While the PM Modi government has given some priority to this issue, reducing India's oil import dependency is something that will certainly not happen overnight. Data from the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas shows that India's import dependence has actually increased from 2011 to 2014. Now, this could be due to growing population, not enough oil exploration activity, as well as other factors. According to the Planning Commission's report, even if India makes progress in becoming more self-sufficient in energy security, we could still very much be around 80% dependent on oil imports in 2030. The good news is that our dependence on foreign oil will reduce slowly but steadily if India keeps improving its energy security and exploration. Since this is not an overnight process though, India needs to find a solution to the fuel price crisis in order to protect our economy from inflation and a delayed recovery as we are still continuing to battle the coronavirus pandemic. How is the fuel price crisis impacting you? I want to know your opinion, so leave your comments in the section below. It's important to know why the fuel price crisis is happening in India, especially for those of you who, like me, are paying extremely high prices for petrol at present. For this reason, please share this video and like it as well. Also, for more content, subscribe to TV9 News. With that being said, I'll see you next time on TV9 News. Till then, this is Priyanka Deo signing off. Namaste.